Hello, hello, happy Friday. I guess there's 2 of me. Let's fix that, Curtis, if you don't mind.
Oh, are you hearing yourself twice? Well,
I'm
you know
hearing
what?
myself twice, but happy Friday, everyone, and a warm welcome to all of you joining us today. We're thrilled to share, a really unique highlight, in fact. It's a special monthly episode of In the Loop's What to Watch, and this is our episode of all things of go-to guides for your must-see shows, streaming content, and special movies,
Hey, Whitney,
premiere.
I'm just gonna say with the feedback right now, it sounds like you're like an AI version of yourself trying to be a human.
Okay, let's get rid of one of me.
Okay, I think we'll get that fixed. But uh,
Are we
say
good
hello,
now?
everyone. This is the Loop. And yeah, really appreciate everybody who's joining us here live, wherever you are. We love being here every week. And in case you don't know, I'm Greg Nibbler. I'm a tech reporter, and I also work for Fox 12 Oregon. I'm a reporter and anchor there. And we cover a lot of different things here on this show, but really I focus on technology a lot of the times here for The Loop. And of course, we have Winnie with financial news. And today, though, is one of our special episodes that we like to do once a month at least, where we talk about what to watch. And this is where we want to hear your feedback as well, because there are so many streaming services. There's so many things to watch out there, and we try to narrow it down. I've got a few choices that maybe you've watched, maybe you haven't, some things that you can, maybe some things to look forward to. So we'll be covering those later on, but please feel free to drop in the chat, whatever platform you're watching on, and let us know what you think as well. I think Winnie's back now. Actual Winnie, not AI Winnie. There she is.
I feel like that was part of that. That was like planned, right?
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
That's the theme of today's show.
Well, hello,
Thank
Winnie.
you, Greg. Thank you so much, Greg. Yeah, and welcome everyone to In the Loop with Winnie and Greg. It's so much fun to be here with Greg, and I know we have a whole bunch of fun things to share. And this is like our what to watch episode, one of our favorite episodes of the month. For those of you brand new to the show, I'm Winnie Sun, longtime financial pro, CNBC council member, Forbes contributor, and of course, host of Level Up, which can also be found on NASDAQ. Greg, it's been a busy week, and I'm so excited. I can't believe today's the first day of the month. Time is flying by.
Yeah, it really is weird that it's already March. And I forgot that it was a leap year until yesterday. I'm like, oh, it's February 29th. Okay. Yeah, it is flying by. We're already into March here for 2024. But you know what? This is why I look forward to this here at the end of every week, because I get to join you, Winnie, and talk to everybody else and see how everybody else is doing.
Amazing. I love that. Well, let's kick it off, let you know how the market's doing, and then we'll go right into the fun. Currently, this is really good news. So this is a great way to end the week. Hopefully this continues. The Dow's currently up 70 points. NASDAQ is up about 168 points. And the S&P 500 is also up over 30 points as well. So hopefully it continues. The market isn't closed yet for a little bit, but we are hoping for some positivity. One thing I will kick off before I hand this over to Greg is I want to share a little bit of good news. In fact, there are now a record number of 401k millionaires in the year 2023. I guess so many people have been really seeing the light and really just putting away money towards their retirement and saving. In fact, this is now the highest level in nearly 2 years, reported recently by Fidelity, just indicating that millennials, Gen Xers, are just really making sure that they're saving towards retirement. Boomers, of course, as well. So if you're in that position, just know that this is becoming quite the norm. So some good news. But on that sort of theory of good news, Greg, this is one of my favorite episodes because I write down everything you say to watch and kind of like kicks off for the whole month. And so I'm really glad we're starting the first day. And there's a lot of fun things coming out this month for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Should we jump into them?
Please, that'd be great.
All right. Well, we'll start off with this one, which I know this isn't a surprise. You didn't expect this one coming, but today, actually last night, Dune Part 2 is out. And this is something, if you watch the first one, clearly we've been anticipating this for, I think it was 3 years. Dune Part 1 came out in 2021 and left you kind of with that cliffhanger. And now we get the second part of this. And this is a huge production. I mean, for those who don't know the history of Dune, I mean, it's one of the most epic novels of all time. It's also a really long novel. It has a whole bunch of other spinoffs that go with it as well. But getting this adapted into a movie had a rocky past. There was one that was all right in the 80s. There's been a couple other attempts. This, though, is the first one, I feel like, with the huge budget. And Denis Villeneuve, I always mispronounce his last name, the director who's at the helm of this, did an amazing job with the first one. And this one looks even better. And what we're going to be getting with this, if you're I don't want to spoil anything. You know, I know generally speaking where the story is going to go, but this is going to have a lot more action than the first one. The special effects are amazing. You've got sandworms, you got all kinds of stuff going on, and it's bringing this chapter of the story to a close. And I cannot wait to go see this. I probably will go see this in an IMAX type of theater as well, just to get the full sound and experience. And this is something I can't wait to go see this.
I love this. It looks amazing, Greg. I
Yeah, it
mean,
looks so good.
yeah, I saw on Netflix it said that Dune was leaving soon, so we rewatched it and we're like, okay, for someone who hasn't read the book, I feel like, you just were waiting for the second one. So it's perfect timing that the new one is out. And I'm with you. I think watching this at IMAX would be an incredible experience.
Yeah, and I've heard that Austin Butler, that was him there as the bald guy. I've heard that he's really good in this and terrifying as well. But so like the acting's top notch, the special effects are top notch, the story is good. They've managed to condense this huge novel onto the film and actually make it work. So I don't know if I'll see it this week because I need to rewatch the first Dune. I want to get myself back in, but you need like 3 hours. This is a long movie, by the way. So budget some time for it, but I will be seeing it very soon.
It's very exciting to see all these new stars too. I just love
Yeah.
it. Timothy is like he's definitely had his moment because I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Timothy
totally
Chalamet, Zendaya, is it pronounced Zendaya or Zendaya? I read something that she says it's Zendaya, but anyway, that's a side note. But yeah, there's some great actors in this.
yeah, some great actors. And speaking of which, Greg, I'm gonna build on your choice there because, like I said, I think Timothy Chalamet's having his moment here for sure. He's like the next generation of exciting actors and actresses that we're excited to see. My choice is going to be Wonka. And Wonka is on Max streaming, and this is going to be coming on March 8th. So this is a really, really special month for those of you who are fans. You can watch this on HBO Max. And of course, Wonka building on the Willy Wonka story. Many people have been looking forward to. I think this is a great one to watch with your entire family. And it really talks about the young Willy Wonka and how he becomes sort of the greatest candy chocolate maker of all time, having like those magical moments. I don't know, my kids are so excited about this. So this film does co-star Olivia Colman, Keegan Michael Kay, Hugh Grant, which is super cool, right? So I don't know. I think you're definitely loving this movie as well, Greg, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I haven't seen it yet. I've got some friends who said that it's really good. I was a little unsure when I first saw that this was coming out, but now that it's out and I've heard it's really good. Yeah, I will definitely be watching this as well. Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is. It's just a Timothy Chalamet show that we
It's his moment right now.
Yeah.
I mean, to give you an idea how well this did in the box office, we're talking $600 million. So if you haven't seen
Wow.
it, like I haven't seen it, I'm excited to see it at home for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll be watching that one. Excellent choice. Yeah.
Like so
And this is streaming. Where was it?
This is streaming now on HBO Max, but I mean, we should probably talk about this, Greg. I don't know. It's at HBO Max, so definitely see the movie. But there was also a story, Greg. I don't know if you saw. I think CNN covered it. Like this is sort of like the sad part of AI coming about. I guess there was this company that created this whole Wonka experience, and they were charging $40 a person for people to go in and use AI to make this website look amazing. And like you were thinking, this would be almost like a Universal Studios experience, but when they got there, I guess it was just like a warehouse with a couple things and people what I
Yeah.
think you said, right? They were just given a couple jelly beans and a like a
Yeah,
drink or something?
so that's yeah, the website had used AI to create all of, and there's kind of on the background there. That's one of the AI things printed out and just put on the wall. Yeah, the website made it look like it was this huge, like you mentioned, Universal Studios type of experience that these kids were going to go to. Instead, this is what they showed up to. It's a warehouse. You got a few candy canes, a mushroom there, some things put on the wall. Definitely not as advertised. They had a couple of actors there, and the actors had no idea when they showed up to work. Yeah, see, if you look at the website, that's what people thought they were going to, but that's so very clearly AI generated. But for some people, they may not have thought about that, or maybe they just accepted the fact that, okay, it's not going to be exactly like that, but this is just all AI artwork that's just put on there. And
So sad.
yeah, I mean, it is, nobody was hurt in it or anything like that. It's this person was just a scam artist, basically. And they think they did all get their money back. Uh, there are some videos of these kids clearly disappointed when they showed up to this. In a way, though, maybe this will be a more memorable experience for them, in some way. But yeah, they each got a couple of jelly beans, and I think it was a half a glass of lemonade is what they were given. So disappointing to say the least, but that shows.
Disappointing. That's like as if like, like that's you don't expect that from a business. That's like something you expect if you're doing a school event, there's like a Wonka experience, and that's kind of like understandable.
Yeah,
But
not at 40 some dollars a pop. No.
40 something dollars. And I think that, the power of AI now, Greg, is so powerful that I guess this is just the beginning, and these are things that we need to look out for.
Yeah, yeah. Just if you see something on a website, know that it's may not be as advertised, or just try to look out. Although AI is getting very good to where it's hard to distinguish. That one was pretty easy to distinguish. Although still, you still wouldn't expect it to be something like this, like what
Yes,
it ended up being. I
exactly.
mean, this maybe, yeah, this is a specific experience of somebody just being a scam artist, really, when it comes
Yeah.
down to it. But yeah, that's there's a lot of videos out there. Some of the actors have now talked about it, about how weird the experience was. So there's a lot of videos out there. People want to follow up on this.
It's so sad. I guess the actors didn't even get paid for it, but they stayed around to take care of the kids. That's
Yeah,
what I was
yeah,
good.
yep, yeah. They were not in on the scam side of things.
Scam.
They were hired as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
sad.
this guy's got some really good. He did an entire TikTok recap of what he went through and what it was like, and he's very entertaining. So if anything, this guy's having a moment now out of this as well.
Good for him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
It's pretty funny, parts of it. Funny
I'm gonna
just
have to definitely check it out.
how mismanaged the thing was.
Oh,
But
well, sorry for the kids. God, they got their money back. Maybe can take that money and go see Dune if they're
yeah,
old enough to see it.
well, yeah, I don't that may warp them more than this, but
Yeah.
but at least they can stream Wonka, so they can watch
Yeah.
that. All right, I have a couple more for streaming, and this one I want to put out here. Just people are either fans of Larry David or they aren't. But if you are, Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO, yeah, or on Max, excuse me, is has their supposedly final season out. They've said that a couple of times, I feel like, but this is season 12, final season. Larry David, of course, creator of Seinfeld, and or co-creator of Seinfeld with Jerry Seinfeld. And this is, if you've never seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, you probably want to watch some of the previous seasons to get an idea of it. It's basically a mockumentary about Larry's life, where they follow him around, and he's a curmudgeon. He gets annoyed by a lot of things. If you like Seinfeld, there's a lot of Seinfeld elements in here. It's a lot of George from Seinfeld, because that's pretty much who Larry is. It's him, and then it's celebrity friends, and a lot of people are playing themselves. Ted Danson plays himself in this as well, and it's if you are a fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm, this season so far is everything you'd want it to be. All the awkward moments that you get from it. But one thing, so right there is Richard Lewis. So Richard Lewis, stand-up comedian, he's been in a ton of things over his huge career, and he's always been in this as Larry's best friend and sometimes enemy. And he just passed away this week. Richard Lewis did. So it's it's a little bittersweet that this season is out right now, right? And he just passed away. And they just did an episode where they made fun of each other, putting each other in each other's will. So it's just kind of weird timing on that. But yeah, so R.I.P. to Richard Lewis. Very, very funny. And this season though is great. It's great. So if you are a fan of Curb and didn't know that the 12th season's out, it's out there.
Well, another one on HBO. Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Greg. Yeah, that looks like fun. I mean, Seinfeld was like legendary back in the day, right? So
yeah, this is like it's like there are very Seinfeld elements in this.
Feel good, hang out, don't think too hard. That type of program. I feel like we need a little dose of that in your life anyway. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Greg, for sharing that. Okay, my next one is one that I'm very excited to share. For many of you, and I know many of you out there are Swiftie fans, and if you're not, you might be Travis Kelce fans. And if that's the case, this is even more reason for you to know what's happening. Now, many of you know Taylor Swift, legend, right? Now, the Eras tour, I know many of you have been to the tour in person, but those of you who weren't able to do the tour in person, maybe you went to the theater experience when you saw this. But if you didn't do that, well, get this. Now you can see it on Disney Plus. All right. On March 15th on Disney Plus, you're going to be able to see Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour concert film official release on Disney Plus. This is something that I think a lot of Swifties I've seen online talking about how they're just going to put it on replay every day of the week. So I think this is going to give you even more of an appreciation for just the amazingness of Taylor Swift, how hard she works, her talent, her songs, and putting it all in one. Let me just say, I don't even know that many of her songs, but I am a Swiftie fan because I'm just impressed by what she's built and her reputation of just kindness and taking care of her fans. And I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to see this on Disney Plus. I'll probably watch this with the kids.
Yeah, I mean, there's no denying how impressive Taylor Swift is and just all of her success. And, she's earned everything that she's getting. I will say, I don't know if I'm going to sit down and watch the entire Eras concert. That may not be my thing, but the production value in this is incredible. I have seen, even just watching this trailer, but I've seen parts of her other shows. That other one that was streaming. I mean, and the set changes and everything, how they are able to have all this elaborate stage work going on. It's really, really impressive. And the fact that she sings for like 3 hours or something like that.
I mean, 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's and dancing and amount of all that stuff.
Like how good of shape you'd have to be in to do that. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, I did read that in order to practice for her show, she was rehearse the entire thing while on a treadmill.
Yeah.
And just do the entire show. So you got to be in really good shape. But yeah, it's going to break probably streaming records.
Well, I mean, it broke movie records, right? When you could rent your own private thing, and then, I mean, and of course, how many tickets she sells on her tours. This is exciting though, because I do think what I like about the Taylor Swift story is if you followed her from when she was younger, she used to sit and take time to literally, I guess, deliver packages to some of her fans. And even to this day, she even, she tells her security guards to be gentle with different fans. I mean, she just seems like a really great person. And I don't know, I think it's great to have young people feel this way and having that work ethic. She always said she knows people pay a lot of money to go see her shows. And so she tries to out deliver what they expect to give them even more. And I love that sort of that feeling of wanting to make sure that you do right with the people that you serve. So really cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, and just when she gave everybody on her staff like bonuses, and I think it was all the
Mhm.
truck drivers like $100,000 bonus, and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, she seems like a really good person, and having a she's the biggest pop star in the world.
yeah.
So
Good
this,
person, probably a good parent, so
yeah,
love that. Although, I guess I heard that her dad is under investigation for punching a cameraman.
yeah, I saw
But I'm
something about
guessing
that.
there was reason to that.
I mean, look, those guys get pretty pushy, and I can
Mhm.
imagine after a certain amount of time, you're gonna be like, get that camera out of my face, and I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm saying might be able to understand his sentiment in
Right.
in that. Um, awesome. Well, that's a really good one. Well, I've got another one this is something. If you are watching from the UK, you may have already seen this, but it is now out here in the US, and there's a reason I'm bringing this one up because there's also something that just came out yesterday associated with this. So it's called The Tourist, and this is a series on Netflix that you can watch. I started watching him because I saw Stephen King post about it and said that who said that he watched the first episode and he thought it was brilliant and was really intrigued by it. Um, wait a minute, did I give you the wrong trail?
I'm
You
like,
know what?
Johnny
That's my fault. We're I'm just gonna admit this. I gave Curtis the wrong trailer to play. I gave him the Tourist, the movie, not the streaming show. So my bad. Uh,
and there it is. Curtis is
there we go.
active.
There's the right
There we
one.
go.
Thank you, Curtis, behind the scenes for saving the day on that. I was like, Johnny Depp is not in this. So there we go. There's the right trailer. So this movie is essentially about it takes place in Australia, and it's this guy who gets into a car accident and he wakes up in the hospital and doesn't remember anything at all. But then all these strange things start happening. There are people after him. He doesn't know why. He doesn't know his name. He doesn't remember where he came from. And so it's him trying to piece together his life. And a little clue will show up here and there. He'll kind of remember something, but not really. And he has to go kind of trace back and figure out what his life is. And so it's a mystery. It's not one for kids. I'll say that. However, if you are into that kind of a show, a mystery where, at the end of every episode, it's like, wait a minute, who is that now? And he finds out something different about what his past is and why these people are after him. It's really entertaining. And the whole first season is out. The second season is now out as well as of yesterday on Netflix. So if you really want to get into it, you can binge 2 entire seasons. I haven't watched the second season yet because like I said, it just came out, but I am definitely looking forward to checking that out this weekend. But if you haven't taken the time to watch The Tourist and you're into these kinds of shows, maybe Breaking Bad-ish, this one's really good. It's really entertaining.
I love it. This looks really good. This looks like something I could do my workouts with because it probably
Yeah,
gets me
it'd be a good
sweaty.
workout show. Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
For
Well,
sure.
okay, cool, cool. Well, thank you so much, Greg. And by the way, I just want to say that I feel like what you shared earlier, Johnny Depp, Angelina Jolie, for those of you who are watching, and I want you to name that movie. What movie was it that we accidentally saw? For those of you, I see Vicky joining us on Facebook. I see CrossX Fighter joining us on YouTube Live. I know that CrossX Fighter is not a fan of Taylor Swift. I see that his comment came in, and yeah, and I see that like looks like Vicky is talking about Wonka and Crossing Fighter says he's definitely going to be watching Wonka. So very cool. So we would love to see your thoughts of that. And so bonus for all of you who are watching, what was that video clip of? Which movie was it of? Okay. Now my last one is going to be one, and of course, thank you for Curtis for helping me find this, is Spaceman. Spaceman is streaming on Netflix. I know many of you are Netflix fans. This is available as of today, so you'll be able to watch it. And let me just say, who doesn't love Adam Sandler? Maybe you don't, but I love Adam Sandler. He's so fun. And this is a sci fi movie. This, unfortunately, parents, is rated R. So probably not something you're going to be watching with your kids. But let's just talk about deep space, right? Adam Sandler, who is his name is Jacob, discovers this like giant spidery alieny thingy majigger, and he becomes his like friend or traveling buddy or companion. And so they have all these philosophical conversations. This is gonna be funny. I mean, Adam Sandler is funny, right? So they talk about bacon, Yeah, I got you, bacon. And so so there's things that apply to his wife, who is Lincoln, who is played by Carrie Mulligan, who's also a great talent. So I don't know, I'm looking forward to this. I just think that Adam Sandler just makes me smile. It's like funny.
Yeah. I will definitely be watching this because it's got space, number one. That's usually all the hook that I need. But then also, Adam Sandler as well. I also like Adam Sandler a lot. So yeah, I will definitely be watching this one. I just was watching the trailer earlier before we did this show. I'm like, okay, I can't get sucked into this right now, but I will be watching it this weekend. I'll end up watching it this weekend. Although now I've got a huge list of things to watch this weekend, so something's going to fall by the wayside. I do want to watch this
March.
one though.
March
Yeah,
is awesome, Greg. I feel like there's so much fun to see this month.
there's a lot of good
Um,
stuff out there. Um,
yeah,
there really are, and I do have one more. And actually, this is still Netflix really knocking it out of the park this month.
cool.
This is another series that has been out there, but this is, I feel like it's getting its new a new resurgence because it came to Netflix, and it does have a little space tie into it. It's called Resident Alien, and it stars Alan Tudyk. Which, if you Alan Tudyk's that guy. He's one of those, maybe you don't know Alan Tudyk's name, but you've probably seen Alan Tudyk in something. And there he is. And he is playing basically the premise is he's an alien. He crash lands on Earth through some reason. They go in, they start explaining that, and then so he has to mask himself as a human while he's stuck here, and so he takes over the identity of this guy who was a doctor in the town. And so everybody thinks he's that guy and he's a doctor, but really he is an alien. He doesn't understand how things work. And so he's trying to interact. Yeah, there he is, what he actually looks like. And he's trying to integrate himself into the community, but he is also has a different way of going about the world and solving things than obviously what humans do. So it's pretty entertaining so far. And like I said, because it's Alan Tudyk, he's so good that I've been really enjoying it so far. So far watching it, and there's a few seasons of it that you can watch. So if you want to try something you haven't before, and you haven't seen this before, this is a good time to get into it. And if you like it, like I said, I think you've got like 3 seasons to check out.
And this is on Netflix.
This is on Netflix. It's streaming on Netflix.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very fun. I think I'm gonna definitely check this out.
Yeah.
And I see comments coming in, Greg. Got lots of comments coming in. Vicky says that definitely will give this a watch for sure. And then CrossX Spider is saying that he used to watch a lot of Adam Sandler movies, and yes, he is absolutely hilarious. So okay,
Yes.
so Greg, I don't know. Do you know that movie that we accidentally streamed earlier so people can know?
I do. I realized where my mistake was. So I was talking about The Tourist, the TV show. That was The Tourist, the movie, with Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. Not what I was intending to put in there, but what I put there. So I can't remember when that movie actually came out. I vaguely have a remembrance of that. 2010.
Hey,
Yeah.
a little bit
I don't know where you can
historical.
stream that, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
It
Revolves
might.
around Frank, an American tourist visiting Italy to mend a broken heart. Elise is an extraordinary woman who deliberately crosses his path. Oh boy. There we go.
So there you go. 2
Romance.
options, same name.
Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie daisy.
Um,
And speaking of which, I'm just gonna say, for those of you who are with us for what to watch last month, have you seen Airbender? It is so good. I finally finished it. Just saying, if you haven't seen that, still on Netflix, I would absolutely watch that as well, especially if you have kids.
yep. Still need to add. I still haven't watched that one yet either. So
Yeah,
I've
so
got
you
a
got
lot of stuff to watch.
yeah, like Airbender was so good. I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll definitely check that out.
So I don't know, Joshua, if you saw it, and I don't know, Vicky, you saw it, but definitely check it out. Yes, Curtis is saying Tourist movie came out in 2010. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. And most of all, thank you so much, Greg, for so many great ideas. I've written them all down, and now I know what to watch this month.
Yeah, and thanks everybody, like you mentioned, for joining us. And Witty, thank you for the recommendations as well. And if anybody else has some, of course, always make sure to drop those in or tag Winnie or I on social media on whatever platform you're on. We're on there, and yeah, just appreciate wrapping up the week with everybody like this.
Absolutely. It's such a treat. Thank you so much, everyone, tuning in. And thank you so much. Big thank you to CrossX Fighter and Vicky for all your comments and supporting our show. Truly, truly grateful. And then we're looking forward to seeing you again next week.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.